Hey everybody, welcome to RC World. Today I'm going to diagnose a whole bunch of problems of why your Nitro cars are not running. And you cannot get them started or things like that. So, I'm going to show you guys just a list of every problem that you may be having. Now this Nitro runs really good, and I started up in 4 years and it ran pretty good, and it just needed a little bit of adjustments here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through the list of things, and I'm just going to start off by telling you that you might want to take the tires off when you're getting ready to start it. Because if it has been a long time before you started it, you may want to just take the tires off, because the tuning and everything, you never know. You don't want it to race away from you, and then that cause more damage, and you just don't want that to happen. Trust me, I've been there. The first day, my friend got this car, because my friend gave me this car. The first day he got it, we had no idea what we were doing, and that was about 4 years ago. And it drove up the wall, did the 360 flip, drove in the grass, got stuck under someone's car, and that was the end of it. And I learned a lot more about how to run these things. So, let's get started. First problem is that we're going to check the glow plug, which is right here. Technically, the glow plug is that thing in there. This is just a glow plug battery. We're going to check, just to make sure that this squeeze is pretty good, and we're going to check if this thing still holds a charge. Now, you probably might want to fully charge it first before you check to see if it's got glow. But what we're going to do is I'm going to grab myself a pair of pliers. They tend to be a little bit difficult, and sometimes it might be, and they're really tight. That's a good thing. Oh, also, I did not mention that this is probably you can see by that, is a Red Cat Racing Nitro, and good car. They run really good. I seem to enjoy them a lot. They got quite a amount of power. This one, I mean, I have another one that seems to have more power and they're the same exact engines, but it could be just me. This one seems to not have a whole lot of power, but that could be because it's only rear-wheel drive right at the moment. And sometimes your engine could be different from mine. Alright, this is our little glow plug. I'm going to hold it like this on the screw part, but don't squeeze too much because you don't want to break the threads. I'm going to hold this. We're just going to gently stick it over, make sure there, oops, do not want to go in there. Hold on. Like that. You see that there's a good glow in there. Alright? You saw that glow, don't hold it there for too long, just because it's not needed and you don't want to waste your glow plug. If you don't have a good glow, or there's no glow at all, you might want to try charging your the starter or the battery. That mostly could be the issue, and well, that is the legit issue, because there's no spark. There's no spark in the gas to get the get the piston moving, and you have to have spark to get it running, or it's just not going to run. And that could be all. That could be all your Nitro is having problems with. Or if your Nitro is a little bit different and doesn't have a starter like this, it may not be able to help you on that. But if it has a starter like this, or anything like that, or I may not be able to help you. You might have to look up a different type of Nitro, but this is only for this type of Nitro. So mine had a pretty good glow, and that's the glow you want to get it started. Don't strip it now. Checking to make sure it looks pretty good in there, and it does. And now what we're going to do is you're going to want to check the gap. I call it the gap. I don't know what you guys call it. It's right in here in the air filter. You guys might not be able to see that as well, but you can see that little opening is the gap right there. I gotta take my light away. I'm gonna actually open it up just a little bit. I'm gonna open the gap a little bit, and as you can see, it's opening. So that's, alright, and I'm gonna move it all the way back to where usually the servo resets itself, and that is about the gap. I don't know how many millimeters it's supposed to be. You want to make sure that that is, because you want enough fuel intake getting into it, because without any, there's not going to be, without any, oxygen, it's not going to, you're going to get a spark, but it can't fire. Or it might fire for a couple seconds, and then it dies, and you can't keep it running. So you want that gap to be about that. If it's too small, mine doesn't go back any further than that, and but if it's too big, if the gap is open too big, your car might run away, because it's basically throttle's in the open position a little bit too far. And if you want it to idle and like stop, then you want that gap about that size. So that's another problem that usually occurs. That gap can change depending on your type of engine. My engine only goes so far, but I know one of my other engines goes almost all the way back to where you can't see the gap. This only goes back this far. And I know that was one of the problems on my Nitro engine, and I couldn't get started, and that's why. So you want your gap to be about that size. It's either 2 millimeters or 1 millimeter. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I didn't really look up on that, but yeah. And also, just make sure there's a bit of oil. Just make sure you get a little bit of oil on your hands when you're on your air filters. Your air filters will suck in air as oil gets sucked in too. Also, make sure your air filter's on there pretty good. My air filter's pretty good. You have to have gas to get the engine running. This is your gas line. Your gas line might be different if yours is different Nitro, but it's going to go from the top right here all the way to the engine, not the exhaust, because the exhaust will have some gas that spits back up in here, and that's why it's very gas efficient. And that's the one thing I really like about these cars, is that on a full tank gas, you're running for about at least 15 to 20 minutes on a full tank, and with not much idling and much more throttle. I'm going to put a little bit of gas in it, just to show you how the gas flows in, how the gas is supposed to flow into it. And get the gas going through is that most likely your gas valve, is what I would like to call it, is not all the way open. Not enough gas is getting to it, and it just cannot start. And most likely when you're priming it, you will not get any gas going through the tube, as I'll show you here. That's the gas line. It's going to go this way to the engine. And let me show you here. It's being a little bit feisty with me right now. Don't know why. It's odd. Now I'm having my own problems. I think I may have put this a little bit too tight. Hold on, let me readjust this here. I don't think I put it on right. Hold on. Who knows? As you can see, gas just flew right into there. Probably have to rewind that, but you can see gas is already starting to go in there, and that's how you want to run it. But as you saw, gas flew back in there, and if you want gas to leave out of the tube, if you're emptying it, just pull the tube out, and it'll go right back in. Hold it up a little bit to get it to go back in. You're blocked up in here. Sometimes this will allow gas to not even go through, and you can't start it. So something would usually get blocked in here. What you do is that you take this off, you blow it out. Most likely you just have to take it apart. I'm not going to take it all the way apart because I don't want to waste your time. I'm just going to tell you that you might need to clear all that out and make sure you get that right. Take this off, clear it. So something could be blocked in here or blocked right at the end. You might have a piece of dirt just blocked in right in the end there. You know you're not. You want air to be flowing out of here. You'll feel like a little bit of air. You'll see, put a little bit of sand right there. You'll feel sand. You'll see the sand kind of just move out of the way as you pump it. Alright, and the last thing I believe I have is that your gas is no good. Your gas is really jelly-like. I can't really show you a picture, but I might just find one and just pop it up right now. Your gas will be a very jelly-like form, and I have a special container designed for my gas. Mine is, as you can see, oops, let me get that in the frame, I can only go so far. For RC Nitro, it is 20%. And the cool thing about this container is that 4 years ago, this gas was brand new, and right now it's medium good, as I would call it. But it's been 4 years, and it also comes with a special seal cap on there, and it is legit sealed on there. So what I'm going to do now is, I heard that something about the methane inside of it, that the concrete takes all the methane out of it somehow, and I don't really know why, but it likes to cause the gas to be more gel. And they keep the gas in a nice cool place too. The humidity doesn't I actually left the humidity out a little bit, and actually going to put it in my basement. That is most likely the main cause. So you want to get fresh new nitro gas that is made for your car. Mine is 20% for Red Cat Nitros. Runs mildly good. Thanks guys for watching. I really hope this helped. Please like and subscribe. Links to my other channels are down below if you guys would like to check those out. I do gaming. I have a couple other ones. And Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.